one-person shows. And this is Katy Strugg's one-person show, written, directed, and acted by Katy. This is the program and it is on Narcissa Malfoy from Harry Potter.
Mommy, where are you going?
Draco, I was just... nowhere. Mommy's never going to leave you.
The Daily Prophet, May 16, 1998. These past few years have been a hard time for all of us, with the Second Wizarding War having taken place, but now it is finally over. Lord Voldemort, also referred to as the Dark Lord by his followers the Death Eaters, has been defeated by the boy wonder Harry Potter. Voldemort believed in pure blood-only families. That means people who were born with both parents from magical origins. Voldemort saw that people who were half-blood, someone with one magical parent and one non-magical, or who were muggle-born, someone born from non-magical origins, were abominations. He waged war against these people and anyone who opposed him and his ideas. He was assisted with this horrible deed by his loyal followers and like-minded people, the Death Eaters. Many are now in jail. Most have been counted dead, but a few have been let go because of the ways in which they helped end the war. One family in particular that has been singled out is the Malfoy family, known for being strong supporters of Voldemort until the end when Lucius Malfoy was killed and Narcissa Malfoy betrayed the Dark Lord at the Battle of Hogwarts. Thanks to them, Voldemort is now dead. Though many lives were lost during the Battle of Hogwarts, it will be a night that will live in infamy. Today is a memorial day for those who have died. Keep them in your thoughts as you go about your daily activities.
Good morning, Mother. It's time to get up. Okay, how about we open those blinds? So, how are you? Mother, please, you haven't spoken to me in weeks, ever since Hogwarts.
Draco, I'm fine. I just prefer to be left alone.
You've been alone. Why won't you talk to me? You've been cooped up in this room for days.
I'm perfectly fine right where I am.
Mother, you have to get up. It's today. We've pushed it back for long enough. The funeral is going to happen today. Come on, I'll help you get ready. I'm not going to leave. Do you remember when I was little and you said you weren't going anywhere? Well, now it's my turn.
Draco, you're so strong for your age. Only 17 and you're the one trying to take care of me.
That's right. And I always will. Now, whatever it is you think you need to do to get ready for today, just tell me.
I just don't want today to happen. I don't want to go and remember everything. I just want to forget. Forget your father.
Well, maybe there's a way that you can.
How?
I remember a professor talking about it once. A pensieve? You put your memories into a bowl and you can watch them play out, but I think that you can also remove memories, or at least remember them less. It might give you some relief.
I always knew you were a clever boy. Yes, that's right. Pensieves are old magical artifacts. Well, and as you know, Malfoy Manor here is full of secret rooms tucked away with old magical artifacts. When we were younger, your father, Lucius and I, found a room here that held a pensieve.
Well, then let's go.
Draco, there are a lot of things that have happened here over the past few years, over our entire lives. And some of it I just don't think you'd want to see again.
we are going to do this together. Remember what you said. Not going anywhere.
All right, follow me. My relationship with your father has always been in flux. I hadn't even met him until I was 14. Our parents brought us together. We both came from highly respected pure-blood families, and we had an arranged marriage. They were very common back then. Now, Narcissa, you just have to give him a chance. But, Mom, I'm only 14. I still have 3 years left until I graduate from Hogwarts. Can it wait? Yes, I know. Arranged marriages have been a tradition in our family for many and many generations. Yes, it's how we keep the family purebloods. Half-bloods, purebloods, muggle-borns. Why should it matter? Shouldn't we marry for love? Yes, I know you and Dad worked out fine, but that doesn't mean we will. You just have to get to know each other better. And it does matter who you marry. We can't go around losing our social status. No, he is coming for tea, so try to look presentable. His name? You've already forgotten his name, Narcissa. There is no time for this! If you keep this up, you are never going to get married. And if not, you will have to turn to your sister. When Lord knows it'll be a task to get Bellatrix married. I'll never be a grandmother. His name is Lucius. Lucius Malfoy. And at first it wasn't bad. I mean, yes, it was uncomfortable, but we soon grew to enjoy each other's company. And we soon fell into what we thought was love. And when we had you, it was the best time of our lives.
Here he is. 3.4 kilograms, born June 5th, 1980 at 4:33 in the afternoon. I'll be just outside if you need anything.
Thank you. No, shh. Oh, little boy, please don't cry. Do you need something? How about a song? Okay, hush, little baby, don't you howl. Papa's gonna buy you a snow white owl. That snow white owl won't fly. Papa's gonna buy you a broom that glides. And if that broom won't glide for you, Papa's gonna buy you a potion brew. And if that brew won't work for you, you'll still be the sweetest little wizard in town. Lucius. Yes, Lucius, you can come in now. Miss Piney is finally asleep. Do you want to hold him? Well, why not? It's just a baby, silly. And it's your baby. I trust you. Here, I'd like you to meet your son. Oh, no, really, Narcissa. Whoa, okay. Wow, he, kind of looks like me. Well, he's got my gray eyes. He's got your beautiful blonde hair. Narcissa, he's beautiful. Name him. Well, I've actually thought a lot about this. Do you remember the night I asked you to marry me? It was a clear, starry night, and I took you outside the field behind Malfoy Manor. And I said, look up. Do you see all of those stars? Choose one, any one of them, and I will get it for you. So you pointed, and I obliged. And I put that shining star on your finger. Well, what you didn't know at the time is that the star you had pointed to was a part of the constellation Draco the dragon. So I thought we could name him Draco. I'm so glad you like it. Narcissa? I don't know if I'm ready. Ready to be a father. You really think so? Narcissa, I love you.
I've never seen him like that.
Well, of course you've never seen him like that. You were really too young to remember it.
I remember that song. You used to sing it to me when I was a kid.
That's right, you love that song. I sang it to you every night.
But you stopped when I got older. Why?
Because the song was all about your father providing for you, and I just didn't think it was true anymore. As you got older, things changed. Your father got more and more involved in dark magic, and I could tell he was slipping farther and farther away from you and me. Oh, Lucius, but you're home. Do you think you could be Draco this time? No. You're late to work. That's fine. You go. Lucius, yes. I was thinking about going out to tea with my sister this afternoon. Do you think... No, that's fine. You go to your meeting. Draco, that's wonderful! Lucius, Draco just did his first spell! Lucius? Lucius, where have you been? It is 11 o'clock at night. You're at one of your meetings. What do you even do at those meetings that is so important? You have to miss out on family time. A letter? It's from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Lucius Draco just got into school. Could you just look up from your papers for 1 second? I could tell our happiness is going to be short-lived. Our family life only continued to get worse as your father went to more meetings. Now, what I didn't know at the time is that your father was meeting with the Dark Lord. And with every meeting, they grew closer. And soon he was initiated as one of his Death Eaters and became one of his most closest allies. Do you remember the first time we held a Death Eater meeting at our house? It was July 26th, 1997, about a year and a half ago. And the Dark Lord was there, and all of his head men. And it was dreadful. We were made fools of that day, and it was a breaking point for your father.
Before we move on, I would like to address something. I will not tolerate failure. It is too late for failure. If you do not do precisely as I ask, you will forever regret it. First, it was your pitiful son. Now you, Lucius. I asked you to bring me the prophecy. I did not receive it.
I'm sorry, my lord,
Did I ask you to speak? I will not be bored by your excuses. You have greatly disappointed me. You will no longer work undercover for me. servant to our cause.
But my lord,
The decision is final.
Yes, my lord.
This meeting is adjourned.
You heard him. Get out of my house! How could he do that to us? After all we have done for him, offering up our home to those pathetic people who call themselves wizards. Sit down? No, nurses, I will not sit down. They should respect us. And for what reason? We don't deserve their respect. We failed. And you couldn't fulfill the task the Dark Lord placed upon you. Oh, so this is all my fault. It's my fault we have fallen out of the good graces of the Dark Lord. Well, it was your son who couldn't kill Dumbledore. Your son who couldn't fulfill his task placed upon him by the Dark Lord. Oh, so now that he's done something wrong, he is my son? No, Draco, it's fine. Your father and I were just talking. Lucius, please. He is not a failure. This is all your fault. It's your fault I'm being punished. It's your fault, you little... No. Not Draco. Me. No, stop! That's right, you heard me, I said stop! Oh, so now you've stooped this low, you're going to pick on a child? You're the one who's forced to stay at home. You're the one who's pathetic. You're the one who's useless! Ah!
I do remember that. But I still don't understand why you had to intervene. You didn't have to get hurt.
Because I didn't want you to get hurt. I wanted to protect you. That's most of what I did leading up to the war. Lucius, you frightened me. I was just going to go out to Diagon Alley to go shopping. To be exact, you can't leave. Free to leave whenever I wish. Lucius, you can't keep me here. I'm free to leave. Lucius, what are you doing? Lucius, please let go! If I stay, we all stay. No one is allowed to leave while I am here. Lucius, you can't do this! Oh, really? Well, maybe I should just go upstairs and see what Draco has to say about all of this. Not Draco. Me. No, it's fine, I'm staying! Yes, I'm staying. See, look, I'm closing the door. Didn't need to buy anything anyways.
I didn't know that happened. Why didn't you tell me? I could have helped you.
Because I didn't want you to know. I didn't want you involved. I wanted to keep you safe, my baby boy. And that's what I did. My final act with your father. The last night of the Wizarding War, the Battle of Hogwarts. The Dark Lord called us. He called all of the Death Eaters to fight.
Mudbloods, Blood trace, you have failed to comply to our demands, and so now you will perish. The defenses surrounding Hogwarts have been breached. Your feeble forces crumble around you. You will fall.
Lucius! Draco, where are you? Draco, are you all right? Where's your father? Be safe. Lucius, where are you? There he is, but he's in trouble. Draco! Not Draco. Lucius. Draco, hold on, I'm coming!
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
It's just what?
It's my fault.
No, of course it wasn't. This is why you've been locked away in your room. You think it's your fault he's dead.
I let him die!
You saved me! Doesn't that mean something?
You're right.
Now, after all of that, do you feel better? Do you think you can make it today?
With you by my side. Yes. Are you sure this is the right place? I don't see anyone. There he is. Guess when it comes down to it, we really don't have any friends. Not even at his funeral. Yes, a moment alone would be nice. Lucius Malfoy II, 1954 to 1998. I'm sorry. I know that you loved me. Even when you... And I'm sorry I let you die. No, but you deserve punishment for your actions! I mean, maybe not death. That's how it played out. And we both knew our lives were never going to be happy. And I now know that I was doing the right thing in protecting my son. By that point, you were no longer his father, and you no longer deserved that title. I did love you once. That time has passed. It's time to say goodbye, Lucius. It's time to leave you and move on to me. Draco, I'm not going anywhere.
Hi, that was great. The pensieve was a really cool device. But what was the sort of wall she walked into each time she came back?
So
Yeah.
it was a way to make it clear that she was going back into like the real world instead of out of the memory to step in and out of it. To try to clarify it. So there's this really cool person named Bump Straws. And I was having a real trouble with it because I got this wand off eBay. I was really excited to use it because it's the real thing. This is actually her wand, our sister's wand. And I was like, I can't put it down because there were times like where I couldn't hold it. I wanted to like put it on the table, but I didn't want to put it behind me. And my mom was like, well, just like get a hair tie. So there's just a hair tie. And there's a tattoo of it. Yeah.
Miss Kathy, you're right. We're all on stage. Where did the idea of the light throwing into the audience and putting us on?
That was Warren's job. Warren,
The idea for it?
well, I always felt kind of weird because I don't know how like Daniel Radcliffe and everyone did it because really, if you see behind the scenes, they're just going wah, wah, nothing's happening. And it was really hard because I felt kind of dumb like waving my wand around. It's just a piece of like wood and plastic. And so Warren was talking to me about adding lights in, and he was like, well, was it your idea? I don't know. We were talking about lights, and I was like, well, what if it like flashes in the audience? He was like, we can do that. And so you can like isolate. See, Warren's a genius when it comes to tech stuff. So he's just up there like pressing buttons. And he was like, Katie, I was like, is this too hard for you, Warren? He's like, no, I like the challenge. He's like, if you want it, I'll do it. So, okay, Warren. So Warren was like, I got this, and he's really good at lights.
So, this is the last one-person show.
Chill, Brad.
How does that make you feel?
Well, originally, for those of you who don't know, my in-school was rescheduled 4 times. And so I just did my in-school on Monday, and my out-of-school was rescheduled, was also rescheduled, because I was supposed to go on Friday, but again, snow. So it's been a long time coming, and being the last show, I don't know, it didn't really hit me until I think I was back there. Maybe now. But something my mom told me is in my in-school, you know, at the end, it's like a really deep thing with Lucius. I think that's someone sniffling in the audience. But I get really teary-eyed. It's a deep monologue, like when she's at his funeral. And before, in my in-school, I wasn't crying because I just didn't feel it. And I feel like Narcissa would cry during that. And my mom was like, well, can you think of this? You're the last one-person show. It's the last 2015 one-person show. And then they're all over. If you need a reason to cry, there you go. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, you. Okay. What gave you the idea to do flashbacks?
Well, I got this idea last year to use a pensieve. Miss Kathy tells you not to pick your character really early. I've had Narcissa as my idea since sophomore year. And I had this pensieve idea since last year. So I wrote it down on my computer and I put it away in like a file and I pulled it back up. But I was watching the one-person shows last year, and you know, if you've seen the other one-person shows, people like have different ways of telling their story. Some people play it straight through. Some people use flashbacks. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to tell through her story. And I wanted to show, tell her story with Draco, but I wanted to show her past and, the struggles she's been through. And I was like, how am I supposed to do that? I was like, wait a second. There's a thing that does that in Harry Potter. And, I don't know, some of you may realize it, but I kind of started running around after the one-person shows, be like, hey guys, I got this idea for my one-person show. What if I use a pensieve? And some of the, kids from last, I don't know if any of you remember this, but I kind of freaked out. Do you remember that? Yeah. I kind of freaked out about it. I was running around telling people, and I said, Katie, calm down, it's next year. I'm like, And I think I rewatched the movies again. I was like, this could work. And it did work, I guess.
First off, love the show, killed it. What influenced your decision to kill off Jason Isaacs?
That's Lucius. I wanted to kill him ever since since like I got the idea for my show. I really don't like Lucius. Like in the books, I was like, oh, he's really mean. But I kind of based my show off of fan fiction. And in the fan fiction, he dies. So I really like this idea, and it really adds more weight to it. And my show, I knew from the beginning I wanted my show to be about choices, and I needed like something that was a strong choice. And that was a choice. It didn't end up being in my final statement. This time it was like, here, there's choices in your statement, because it just didn't work with my piece. The statement is like the thesis of your piece. The thesis of your piece. It's like a set phrase that goes along with your piece, like the moral trying to get across with your piece. And that's always been what I wanted to get across from it. And it was a nice way to do it. I just really didn't want him. I just wanted him going. I'm sorry if I like no chance. I don't think anyone does it.
So what gave you the idea of using the free Shakespeare?
So if you ask anybody in my class, I had, well also you heard it, it's a pretty long like thing. I tried to lay the story out because Harry Potter's confusing if you don't know anything about Harry Potter. So hopefully anybody who doesn't know anything about Harry Potter was able to follow along with what kind of sort of happened. But before it was just a blackout with that monologue. And I got notes every single person. During the process you do your show for your class and they give you notes for it. So to like help you with new ideas if you're struggling with something. And they're like too long, blackout, nah, that's not gonna work, I'm bored. And so I was like, I gotta think of something. And I think I first came to Alina and I was like, well, you're really cool with like Photoshop and stuff. Could we like make a PowerPoint? And I was like, that's so confusing because I was gonna try and like do different days, but it was really messing me up. I was like, what if I used GIFs? Because the newspaper in Harry Potter is has moving pictures. Like all the pictures in the magical world are moving. So I was like, well, GIFs move. And in Google Docs, the PowerPoints, you can use GIFs. So I was like, that's a really cool way to incorporate magical world, like, and still keep like things happening, and also to keep you interested to pay attention to what you're listening to. Because in a blackout, you kind of just like wander off. But if there's pretty pictures that correlate with what you're listening to, you might pay attention. So, yeah.
Okay, last question.
Megan.
Now that all the one-person shows are over, it's here. What you guys at the beginning of the year, you guys said you're hooking up with one phrase. With all the one-person
Okay.
Can you say that?
Am I? Yeah, say it. Okay. If any of you haven't caught on, it's there's no time for blank. So it's there's no time for this, or there's no time for add in your own phrase. Some people took it seriously. Jake and Dory, I know, had it seriously in their show. And me, I tried to implement it like, but yeah, you did it seriously. And mine was, I put it kind of in a funny place. A lot of people put it in a funny place. And I don't know, some of the theater 3s caught on because the theater 4s used to sit in a group when we watched the shows. You just hear like a little,